So let's talk about getting prepared for the purchase while I take a quick sip of water here. And I meant to say pre-approved for the purchase. Why is this first? So this kind of frustrates some people around why this is the first step in the process. It has a huge impact and brings a lot of efficiency for you. Certainly, you could say, like what I call a soft start for people where they've been looking on Redfin, they've been looking on Zillow, they've been playing with mortgage calculators or doing some research to see where they're at. And you can absolutely do that. But when you're really serious and it's really time to get into the process, you want to start with a pre approval because it does impact so many things. The pre approval can impact the home type selection that you get. There are some people are looking at condominiums because they think they're more affordable. That's not always the case when you account for the HOA dues, or if it's a condominium that is relatively new, a complex that's relatively new, it can create a challenge there. So the lending impacts what kind of home are you going to get? How much can you actually get qualified for? How much down do you actually have to put? Getting the pre-approval helps clarify what you can really do, which also plays a role in the area. I've had a lot of clients that thought they had to look in certain areas because they could only afford so much. And once they go through and get a good pre-approval and put a good strategy together with the lender, and they understand the different levers that they can use to control their qualification amount, they can actually get into areas that they would really like to be in. And I've had the opposite happen. People get their heart set on one area, and then when they find a house they fall in love with and they go to get pre-approved and work fast to write an offer, they find out that there was some glitch or issue on their credit. I had one that there was a misreported item on their credit that they didn't know about, and it cost them a house in an area that they liked because they didn't get it fixed in advance. We got it fixed, got them taken care of, but they didn't get that first house that they wanted because they didn't know about that and they hadn't gone through the pre-approval process. It can impact your shopping timeline. Are you ready to go right now? Are there things that you want to do or you could do to get in a little better position? If you don't start getting pre-approved, you're not really sure how fast you can act, what you can do, and it can weaken your offer and cost you a deal because you didn't start the pre-approval process soon enough. Inventory is tight right now. There's not a lot of it out there. Getting pre-approved sets you up for success should you find the place that you like and can tell you how fast can you operate. So it impacts the timeline of when you're doing things, and it impacts the type of offers that we're putting together and the negotiation of those. There's a few different levers that you can use as a buyer when trying to negotiate a great deal. We're going to talk about that in the final webinar, and understanding what those are and which ones you're able to use and how far you're able to move them can really help you win an offer. I hate winning deals on price. So having good pre-approvals, understanding the whole picture and the whole situation really helps set us up to negotiate effectively, to do some little creative things that we can do things to win an offer. I won an offer for a client 3 weeks ago. It actually is closing today. They we I didn't know we were closing today, or I would have scheduled this webinar for a different day so I could be there to hand off keys. But I'll have to do it late tonight now. But we won an offer and actually got the house for like 20,000 less than they were willing to pay. And it was a multiple offer situation because we were able to use some of these other levers and I knew what they could do. So it's important to be pre-approved and understand exactly what you can do to be able to negotiate effectively.